In today's video, I want to talk about something that I see in a lot of high functioning women, and honestly, something that I've lived through myself, just in a different way. And I don't have a 5 step plan for you. There's nothing to really change or fix in today's video, but I've been seeing a lot of women sharing on my TikTok that they're exhausted from carrying so much. And while I'm not saying I know each of their situations, I do want to share a pattern that you might not be aware of. And it's the feeling of needing to be in control all the time. And I want to talk about where that actually comes from and how it might be impacting you. Now, you might not call it that. You might just say, I don't like surprises. I need to know what's going on. If I'm not the one who gets it done, then it's not going to get done right. And underneath all of that, there's this low level tension. It's like your body's bracing even when everything looks fine on the outside. You're always thinking 10 steps ahead, always holding all of the pieces. And, it's tiring. You're not just physically tired, but tired from needing to be on all the time, needing to be going all of the time. And that's what this video is about. It's not to fix you, but to name something that could be going on and could be true for you and just give it some language, give it some awareness. And, maybe after watching this, you might feel just a little bit lighter, and that would be cool. I've heard some women share with me that they just can't relax unless everything is done. Some will tell me, I really know that I should rest and I want to rest, but I can't. And that's like the reality for them in their mind. They can't. Even when they are off, even when they are taking downtime, it's like their mind is still racing, their mind is still going, and they wish they could just get their mind to stop and slow down. I just want to say you're not being dramatic and there's not even anything wrong with you. That's just your nervous system doing what it learned to do, which is to be on the alert, to be scanning. And this is especially true if you grew up in a chaotic environment where it was just really inconsistent, or maybe you had to be the responsible one, like way too early, or you just had too much on your plate that honestly should have never been on your plate. When that's the case, that control more or less becomes your comfort zone, but you might not call it control. You might not even see yourself as being controlling. And that's the thing that I kind of want to shine a light on. You just call it normal. It's just normal for you to carry so much and be that burdened and be that tired. And you might not even realize how much you're carrying until someone comes along and asks you to put it down. Or someone comes along and asks you, what is it that you need? I know that you're the strong one all the time, but what do you need? And then you realize that you don't even have the answer for that. You don't know how to not be responsible for every single thing. And here's the thing that I think more people need to hear. Being controlling is not a personality trait. It's just not. But it is a protection strategy. It's a response that makes sense depending on what your environment was like growing. When your body doesn't feel safe, or the conditions or the environment around don't feel safe, your mind tries to create that sense of safety by managing everything it can. People, their emotions, their thoughts, their feelings, plans, outcomes, just tries to control everything. And this shows up as overthinking. This shows up as overfunctioning. This shows up as always saying yes to everything. Shows up as always needing a plan B just in case. And you're not doing this because you're a control freak. You're doing it because some part of you learned that if you don't hold it all and you don't take everything on, nobody else will. Now, even if your life looks stable today up until this point, your body doesn't always know that. Your body doesn't always recognize that the situation has changed. It might still be bracing for something to go wrong, still scanning the room, still leaping several way far out into the future while missing the present, still trying to stay ahead of the chaos. That kind of control might feel safe. It might feel normal, but It's a very fragile kind of safety, especially the times that we're living in now. And it only works, living this way only works as long as everything goes according to plan. And even if things go according to plan, you still can't exhale. And, the fact is, no matter how hard we try, life rarely goes perfectly according to plan. So this is where I've seen a lot of women in particular, that come across my content or come across my coaching. This is where they start off stuck. This is where they get stuck at. And they've built a life that looks good. It looks good. It's curated. Everything is going, mostly according to plan, and they've achieved success and is more or less good. They've proven they're successful. They're capable. They're intelligent. They know how to show up, but they still can't figure out why they're always anxious. And if they're not always anxious, why they're numb or exhausted or like something's off. It's like the outside just doesn't quite match the inside. And the inside doesn't match the outside, however you want to say that. It's like they can't truly be present and appreciate and enjoy the life that they created and this place in life that they worked so hard to get to. Being in control is how you experience some form of safety. Peace doesn't feel familiar. It feels unfamiliar. It feels uncomfortable. And sometimes it even feels unsafe. So you just keep going, you keep fixing, you keep managing, you keep putting more on your plate. You keep saying yes when maybe you really mean no, or it needs to be no. Not because you want to, but because that's the only thing that's ever made your nervous system feel okay. So you just keep saying yes and you keep staying busy. Here's the shift that I want to invite you into. Real safety doesn't come from perfect circumstances. It doesn't come from everything going according to plan. It comes from capacity. Capacity for what? Capacity to be able to sit in discomfort, the discomfort that's going on inside of you without spiraling. It's about being able to rest without feeling guilty, without beating yourself up. And honestly, it's about being able to say no to people and situations and opportunities without panicking or without feeling like you're really missing out. And ultimately, this allows you to be seen and show up for your life without having to be on and without having to perform. It's knowing that even if things are a little bit messy or are not perfect, like I'll be okay. That kind of safety, like I said, doesn't show up when everything under control. It shows up when your body finally believes it doesn't have to be on high alert all the time. It doesn't have to be preparing for the next thing. Now, that might seem like some crazy reality or something that you like maybe doesn't even make sense. It certainly didn't make sense to me at one point. And the thing I want to say is it takes practice, but it is possible. Now, if any of this is hitting close to home, I just want to remind you that you're not broken. You're not crazy. You're not too much. You're not lazy for being tired. You're not weak for wanting and needing rest. And you're not broken for struggling to let things go or put things down. You've just learned to feel okay and to survive by being on top of everything, whether you really had to or not. And there probably, I'm saying there was a time in the past where that was the case, but it might not be true today. And with that, I just want to say survival mode isn't where you're meant to live forever. We go through seasons, we go through periods. Sometimes it's required based on the way our life is set up or the cards that we were given, right? But you don't have to stay there. Eventually, your nervous system starts looking for and wanting something deeper than being in control. It starts asking for real safety. And if everything has been feeling off, it's probably because it's looking for that real safety that we're talking about. And that isn't something that you hustle your way into. That isn't something that you achieve your way into. That's something that you build slowly in your body over time. It comes in the quiet moments with practice, with compassion. And maybe, sometimes talking to someone who's been there and other people that get it. So that's ultimately what this space is for. what this channel is for. There's no pressure for you to be anything. There's nothing that you need to fix. I see you. And I know how heavy it can feel to carry it all and feel like there's no one to help you and there's no way to put any of it down. And I really just want to let you know that it doesn't have to be that way. And if a part of you has been, thinking that maybe there is another way and you at least just want to finally let some stuff go and take a break, trust that. You don't need another thing to do. Just breathe. Just slow down. And if this video was reading you in the best way, then maybe just let it for a while. So my name is Sid Scott. I gotta get going. I'll see you in the next video.